guys, so in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how I curl my hair. I get like a lot, I don't want to be like annoying, like I get so many questions on my skincare routine, but that's one thing I do get a lot of questions on is how I curl my hair. And you'll see throughout this tutorial, it's honestly super easy. The only thing that is somewhat challenging on it is how to use a traditional curling iron. I tried to walk you through every step if you're a beginner and you don't know how to use it, how you can kind of teach yourself and start to learn how to use a traditional curling iron. I did make a video in the past, maybe probably even close to a year ago, on how I style my hair throughout the week. So I did kind of touch on how to curl my hair, but I felt like for me, because I wash my hair like more often than not once a week, I felt like it was kind of not helpful to just show you how I curled my hair, because how I actually do it is such a small piece of the puzzle. Like when you see me on social media, my hair is rarely clean. That's why I did the video like that previously, but I just felt like it wasn't super helpful for someone who doesn't know how to curl their hair with a traditional curling iron and doing like the beach wave type method with it. So it took me a really long time to learn how to do it. I struggled with this method for so long, which is why I wanted to make this video. I feel like I had good pointers on how to do it if you don't know how to do it. So hopefully you guys will find this video helpful. This is strictly just how I curl my hair, nothing more. I mean, obviously I touched on like styling products at the end, but you know, whatever you normally use is good. I obviously have the things that I love, and I use the same things every day, and I've used the same products for like almost a year and a half. So, but this is just strictly technique with the curling iron. So if you guys want to see how I curl my hair, then just keep watching, and I hope you guys enjoy it and find it helpful. Okay, so here we are. I just have my hair up. So basically, I do the same thing regardless of the starting point of my hair. So at this point right now, I think it has technically been 2 days since I washed my hair. What I will normally do is wash my hair in the evening and just let it air dry, sleep with it damp or wet or whatever state it's in. I just like leave it to just do what it wants to do until I actually go to style it. So my hair is probably a bit straighter than it normally is right now, just because my hair is naturally wavy, but it just kind of will tend to like fall a little bit as time goes on. So that's kind of where we're at now. Today is Monday. I washed my hair on Saturday, but I've just literally been wearing it up since then. I just haven't really like gone anywhere or done anything that I needed to do my hair. So I'm just gonna start with some dry shampoo, which is kind of like a standard process in my daily life. Even if my hair isn't super greasy, I usually like hit it with some dry shampoo just to kind of be a bit preventative. It makes my washes last longer and obviously like gives me more volume and stuff. I actually was wearing a hat today because I haven't curled my hair yet, so it's a bit squished down. So we're just gonna give it some more life, and I'm just gonna brush it out really good, make sure there's no knots or anything in my hair. My hair always has a lot of knots in it. So, and then I'm just going to make a middle part. I'm really particular with my parts, and I always use a comb that has like a really skinny, like pointy end to it. What is that even called? I don't know. But I just try to make my parts as straight and down the middle as physically possible. Something about like, regardless of how much time you spent curling your hair, doing whatever you do to your hair, if your part is just like wonky, I just feel like it never looks good. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. It obviously looks terrible. I never am starting at a good starting place, and even if my hair did look good like this, like I would do all the same things anyways. So if you have watched me ever talk about my hair or do my hair, then you would already know this step. I don't see a ton of people do it, and I feel like this is just like another little thing that I do to my hair that I feel like makes such a big difference. And I just always start with my straightener. I particularly have to do this again. I don't have straight hair. My hair does have a wave to it. And so all these pieces like around my face just never lay nice. Even if my hair is already styled, me sleeping, whatever I'm doing, my hair just is never gonna lay the same the next day. So I just take my straightener And I just kind of like hit it just around the little hairs around my face and get like my bangs to lay a bit nicer. And then if I have like any bumps from having my hair up, which I kind of do, I'll just go around my part just to make sure, again, everything is laying nicely. This side of my hair definitely has like a little colic. And so if I were just to like leave this, which I've actually like never been to a hairdresser that has tried to like stop when they style my hair to like fix that colic, and I will never like somebody else styling my hair, because if these parts don't lay like pretty much even, I mean, it's hard to get it perfect because my hair just doesn't want to, but if it doesn't like, if it's not close to being even, then it drives me absolutely crazy. So sometimes it's not that bad, but sometimes if I have any like kinks at the ends of my hair just from like wearing it up, I don't right now because I had it in a ponytail, but sometimes if I wear it like in a bun for a long time, it will like kind of get kinky at the end, and then I'll just straighten those out. But that's all I do with my straightener. So next I'm gonna take my curling iron. I do use a traditional curling iron. This one is just from Conair. It's just a 1-inch one. I probably could invest in a better curler. The reason I bought this one is because when I was like, okay, I wanna start learning how to curl my hair with like an actual curling iron, I just got this one. It was like $11 off of Amazon, maybe 12, super cheap. And I was like, I'm just gonna get a cheap one to practice with. If I can get the motions down, then maybe I'll invest in a better one. And I've gotten the motions down. I love the way I curl my hair now, but this $12 curler works so well. So I'm like, why would I go buy an expensive one? Maybe would it be like less damaging to my hair? I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, but it works. So the reason I'm just like pulling all my little hairs out of my curler, the reason I wanted to do this video, I have kind of showed how I curl my hair before, but I really just wanted to make it just about curling my hair, really slow it down for you guys and like show you the motion. So I'm gonna turn my heat down on my curler, and if you are not comfortable with this whole motion, I would definitely recommend that you do that, because that's what made me learn. I turned my heat down really low in the beginning and I just did it super slow. Now I can do it fast. And so now I turn my heat up a little bit higher and just kind of like boom, 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 boom through my hair. I mean, I can curl my hair seriously, guys, in like probably 15 minutes if I wasn't like filming and talking and stuff like that. So, and something I don't do is section out my hair. I literally just go like this and I start on this side and I go around to the other side, which I think also makes it super fast. I have tried in the past to section it out, but it gets confusing to me if you start at the bottom layer and then you let down the next layer, then there's straight pieces mixed with curly pieces. I'm always afraid I'm gonna miss something, so I just do it like this, and this is how I've always done my hair and it works for me, so whatever works for you don't really matter. So I just start on this side and I curl away from my face, of course. I also just go all the same direction, like this whole side of my face is away from my face and this whole side is away from my face. I know a lot of people do like each chunk of hair is in an opposite direction, but I used to do that and I used to try to like do that to make it more messy. Honestly, I don't feel like it makes that much of a difference. That's just me. This is just what I do. Obviously, do whatever you want. My kind of goal of today's video is to try to help teach you how to do the hand motion, because that's the hardest part. If you can get that done, then you can section it any way you want, curl it any direction you want. It's just getting the hand motion down. So what I do, and again, my heat is pretty low, so again, I recommend having it low while you're learning, and I hold the clamp with my like pointer finger. I kind of do my pointer and middle finger. By the way, this curler is really squeaky, probably because it was $12, so if you hear a lot of squeaks, sorry. So I just start at the top of my hair and I start to pull down while twisting away. I've also had a lot of people say to me, I'm gonna just like pull out like this. Sorry, I can't like talk and do that much at the same time. A lot of pulling out, that's the hardest hand motion to get down in my opinion. When I first started doing it, it was hard for me to pull my hair out like that. So I would just do a lot of this, just going around. And yeah, the motion of doing this and like pulling that chunk out was really hard for me. And sometimes like my chunk of hair will lay funny and it's still like hard for me to do that. See, it just moves so fast when you do it like this that it's like, so I'm like, this tutorial is so hard for me to film because it's like, it's just so quick. What I did initially is I was like, my goal was to just pull it out like one time. So I would go around like this. And again, heat's low, we can move slow. Really just flip and twist your hands around. My goal when I first started was I would just do the first curl like that, and then I would kind of do the rest of them like this, and then just kind of let go. You get more of like a curl like that, and not so much of a beachy wave. And if you do that, and if at the end you feel like your hair is too curly, just go back in with your straightener and like hit the ends. You can always go back in with your straightener and kind of like loosen up the curls. I like my curls to be really loose, but if you curl it more like this, it does hold better. So that's like the only pro to that. So when I first started doing this, my hair would be more curls. And I would always like my hair better on like the second or third day. Another comment that I get from people is that their hair doesn't like, it's hard to get your hair to slide through. And so I'm not really like sliding my hair through. What I'm doing is kind of like, and is what you can probably see, is I'm like doing like that, kind of like pumping the thing. So I'm not really like sliding through. I do at the end to try to like pull it a little bit more straight. I'm not really particular with things being the same, like the same size of like a chunk of hair, holding everything for the same amount of time, doing the same amount of pulling through on each strand. Like I'm just not that serious about it, because I think that's what makes curling your hair like this, it looks better when it's just a bit more messy. And sorry, my pants keep just, they won't stay up. It just keeps it a lot more like messy and whatever. So I just use like my shoulder to kind of section out the hair, just keep like this side of my shoulder, things are curled. That side of my shoulder, things are not curled. It's not a perfect system, but it works for me. And again, I just think like things don't have to be perfect. You know, you can just like move fast. And the more I got comfortable pulling through like that and moving faster, I hope you understand what I mean when I say pulling through. But the more I did that, the less, it's like really hard for me to explain curls, and like I feel like I sound stupid, but I don't want my curls to be like this, you know? It's like I want them to be like that. I don't know. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. If you're just like a looser beach wave. I now turned my heat up a little bit more since I feel like I've kind of explained my hand motion. I watched so many people do this in videos so many times over and over again. And I really tried to do this for like a really long time and I could not do it. Like I absolutely could not. And so it's kind of annoying because it's like, for me, if I'm gonna style my hair, I just kind of like don't want to think about it too much. I just kind of want it to be like a bit quick and easy. Sorry if you can hear my garage door right now. But I'm like, I don't want to practice curling my hair. Like that's not really what I want to like spend my time doing. But I'm glad that I did, because it was worth it for me, because now I feel like I can curl my hair so much faster. And my theory is that because there's heat like on both sides of the hair versus a wand, when you're wrapping it, the heat's just hitting like the one side of the chunk of hair. But since you're like wrapping your hair in heat, I feel like it just holds so much better. Like I will not have to curl my hair again for days. I basically just touch up around my face with a straightener, spray some dry shampoo, spray some texturizing spray, and I'm done. Like I rarely touch my hair with a curler again until I wash it. So I'm feeling like you've seen me do enough curls. I feel like I've tried to explain the best that I physically can. So I'm gonna turn the camera off for a minute and just kind of finish up my curls. Okay, so I've just gotten a little bit like halfway over around my head. I'm a little bit more comfortable like doing this side. So I tend to do a lot more curls going this way versus the other way. Again, I'm not strategic or particular about anything when it comes to curling my hair. I just freaking do it. Another thing I wanted to mention, I don't know if I have any good like example pieces, but some of the ones like, especially in the back of my head, no, that's like not good. But a lot of the ones like, especially in the back of my head, because I do have some wave to my hair, it is still like kind of wavy by my scalp. So I just try to at least like, when I am running the curler through my hair, regardless of where it is on my head, I try to just start it right at my scalp. So if there is anything that's still kind of wavy, like kind of like my hair just kind of like is wavy in an ugly way. So it just kind of straightens that out. Again, because it's like in between the two kind of like heated plates. When you do have a piece that still has like some inconsistent wave to it, it does kind of just like straighten that out. Of course, if your hair was like super curly, I can't speak to that. But yeah, so now I'm just flipped the other way. Another thing I thought of while I had the camera off was the ends of my hair. So I know that when you're going for a little bit more of a traditional kind of beachy look, that the ends are straighter. You don't have like a lot of curl to the ends of your hair. But also to that, I say when somebody's hair is naturally wavy or curly, it is wavy or curly all the way to the ends. So I find that obviously nobody's trying to be over here like claiming this is my natural hair, but something about having just a little bit of a flip kind of at the ends makes it just look a little bit more natural and a little bit more beachy than having it like completely straight at the ends. I remember there was a time I would curl my hair and then go through and straighten the ends. And now when I look at that, I just feel like it looks a little bit more fake. If that makes sense, I don't know. I just feel like with this everything that I'm explaining, I'm like, does anything I'm saying make sense? I'm not totally positive, but sometimes when I get to the end of my hair, because I am pulling the curler through like that, sometimes the ends end up to be like a little bit too straight, and I'll actually go back in and just like add some flips and curls throughout the very ends of my hair. I'll show you that when I'm done. So my hair is pretty thick. I do have a ton of hair, and I think because it is thick, because I do have some natural wave, my hair just holds really well. So I'm not super, again, like shocker, you're not super serious about anything when it comes to your hair. Yeah, we get it, Morgan. I just am not super serious about letting things like cool down before I mess with them. If you have a hard time getting your curls to hold, then, you know, definitely make sure you don't touch them till everything is super cooled down. But I almost like to loosen up my waves even more depending on like what I'm doing. If I'm not really like going anywhere and I'm just kind of curling my hair for the week, like I do that a lot, even if I'm not going anywhere I care about, I just curl my hair for the week, so I'm kind of already set. But if I am going somewhere, I do like to kind of mess it up right away, because the looser it is and the messier it is, I personally think the better. So for example, like, I don't know if you can tell, like the ends here are just a little bit too like consistent and straight. So I'll just kind of do just like a little bit of a, oh, that's too much. See, no problem. We just go back and pull it out. Just see how I'm just adding just a little bit of a, and I'll just kind of do that with like a couple pieces really quick, nothing crazy. Okay, I'm not doing this very good. Okay, Morgan, relax. Okay, so this is everything when it's done. This piece that I showed you guys originally, I'm gonna turn my straightener on and straighten it a bit because it's just too much of like a kind of curl. I don't like them. So the more I've realized like how much my hair pretty much holds a curl, I kind of stopped doing this so much. but I do have this sculpting taffy, which basically, it's basically kind of just like a cream hairspray. It's just like a cream product, and I just rub it in my hands, like run it through my hair, and it helps hold better. But kind of just like, yeah, the more I realize my hair holds curl pretty well, I'm not too serious about it. I do also just have like a really flexible hold traditional hairspray, so for the sake of the video, I'll do something. But I don't do a lot because I guess I just don't need it. If you need it, then you just use whatever you want to use. To me, the most important thing is a texturizing spray. This is where your hair goes from 0 to hero, you know? Like, this is not cute. Like, nobody's gonna think this is cute. So I will just like run my fingers through it and break it up and lift up and shoot the texturizing spray up through my hair. Hello, 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 hell no, you know? Again, like some of these pieces on this side are like a little bit more curled than I would like, because that's kind of where I was showing you these slow hand motions. Not that it's like a bad thing, but it's just a little bit different than what I normally go for. And again, because like my hair holds and I like it to be loose and messy, I'm like, throughout the week, like I'm not careful with my hair at all. I sleep with it in a bun, I work out, I throw it up in a bun to eat, I just do whatever, you know, and I'm able to bounce back from that pretty easily when I want to. So that is it, guys. That is how I curl my hair. I hope that was helpful and exciting, and hopefully at least gave you some pointers on how to use the traditional curling iron when you don't know how to. In the beginning, it's absolutely the hardest, but if you just keep trying, you'll get it. It's so funny because now, like, before I literally thought I was never gonna ever be able to curl my hair like this, and now I'm like, this is so easy. To me, this is so much easier and quicker than curling with a wand or anything like that. I cannot curl my hair with a straightener. I have no idea how to curl my hair with a straightener, so I guess everybody has their thing, but yeah, this is mine. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. That's all for me and my hair. I was just trying to make it about one thing and one thing only, and that is how I use my curling iron. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.